Last week on SV Tapatya, we started getting ready to put the engine bed in the boat. We cut up 5 1cm thick laminates out of plywood to build up a plug that fit inside the engine bed to locate it in the boat, making sure that they fit well inside the engine bed. Then, after a number of preparation steps, we cut a hole in the bottom of the boat that the sail drive leg will pass through.
Well, hi everyone. This is week 2 of the engine bed fitting videos, and I hope you'll excuse me taking 2 videos over fitting the engine bed. But as I said last week, it's a very important part of the boat build. And when you look at the way Jay Benford has designed these boats, as I said again last week, I said he's designed them to be fitted with an engine with a sail drive. Not everybody goes down that route. If you look at what other builders have done, Hestor, for example, has gone the traditional route with an engine with a prop shaft, stern gland. Zebedee went most of the way around the world, maybe even all the way around the world with no engine at all. Badger didn't have an engine for a long time. Other people prefer to put in an outboard well, which is a sealed well that you can fit an outboard in. It's obviously a good option. But if you want to go down the way that Jay Benford designed these boats to be, that is to fit a sail drive, then you've got to do something like what I've done here, and that's what I've tried to do. And I thought it was important to take these 2 videos to show you how I fitted this engine bed. So you remember last week, as you've just seen, we got as far as cutting the hole in the bottom of the boat. And then we've carried on this week, and those 5 laminates that I cut, the 1 centimetre thick laminates, building up to 5 centimetres obviously, of a plug for the engine bed, they were glued in position, nailed in position with the silicone bronze gripfast nails, epoxy glued. And then once they were all in position, I fiberglassed them to, just in case there's any water leakage, that the water couldn't soak into there and get some rot going. So they're all epoxy sealed and glassed, particularly around the end grain. And then I spread, I spread some filler around them so that it got that conical shape to it, and then put some wet epoxy glue on there. I had ground down the inside and the outside of the engine bed, ground the gel coat off and roughed up the surface. Wet epoxy on the plug, sat the engine bed down over it, and left it there to dry. And then the next stage is to fiberglass around the outside of the engine bed, around the well where the sail drive goes through, around the well that's the engine bilge. Various layers of fiberglass went in there. In the end I put 6 layers on, put in a narrow, so 10 centimetre wide, 6 ounce cloth. Then I went round with a 15 centimetre wide 6 ounce cloth twice, and then I went around 3 times with a very heavy cloth. It's double that, so it must be 12 ounce cloth. Went around there, 3 layers of that. So I think it's some pretty heavy fiberglass work in the end. And finally, on top of all of that, I put a fillet of thickened epoxy with microfibers. So that's her glued in. She feels really solid. Last week I talked about the belt and braces approach. So you decide which is the belt and which is the braces, but we've got the plug that locates the engine bed. The engine bed is then fiberglassed in position, and the final securing of it will be that when I built the engine mount adapter plates, I built them to take bolt-on steel pieces that will bolt through to the floors of the boat. So the engine mount plates, the engine bed itself will be bolted down physically with these steel plates to the floors as well. So I'm confident that will keep her in position. You do have to think that in the unfortunate event of a knockdown, you could be upside down. The whole engine could be hanging upside down in the boat, and also it will go over with some force. So you've got the G-force on top of that, the mass of the engine plus the G-force. So that mount has got to be strong enough to hold that. It's got to be pretty strong. So let's say steel plates bolted through the floors, and then I'm going to be happy with it. I've just finished putting the fillet around, which is my final layer. Tomorrow, once this is dry, tomorrow I'll put just a coat of clear epoxy over it. And then when that's dry, I've got epoxy primer, a couple of coats of that, and then bilge paint, and then we're ready to get the engine in. So that's where we are. Well, there we go. Thanks for watching. The usual YouTube stuff. And we'll be moving on to something new next week. We may even be putting the engine in, which will be very exciting. Not the sail drive yet, because I haven't got enough height. I haven't got enough height underneath the boat to get the sail drive in. But we'll get the engine in place, prop it up on a piece of wood. Quite likely to do that next week. And that'd be a great thing, because it gets the engine into the engine room, frees up the galley area. Progress. See you next time.
Riches in the sunset, standing out to sea. Tell me where you're going so decisively. What's your destination? Tell me where you're bound. We can move together where adventures abound.